So this is today's little job. It's a really small garage conversion. We're taking out the garage door, and then we've got a window from our lintel height down to 1200, which is that mark there. So it's just going to be brickwork up to this point here. We've got multiple different coloured bricks, which is quite nice. So we've got to get stuck in now taking this door out. The door came off really easy, which is a pleasant surprise. Now with most garage conversions, and this one's no different, we'll be using blockwork on the internal skin. Then we're going to be having a 100mm cavity, and then we'll be toothing into the existing brickwork. All that means is that we're going to be taking out these half bricks you see here and then replacing them with full bricks. Now before I get stuck in and make a load of dust, first of all I'm going to attach my starter packs. All these are just a mechanical tie from the existing masonry onto my new blockwork. So I'm going to get these set right now, and then we'll start toothing out a few cords to the brickwork. Now I've got the starter packs all fixed on, I'm going to make a start on the toothing out. Usually I use the still saw. I'm just going to use my reciprocating saw with a masonry blade, save on all the dust that we normally create with the still saw. However, I will have to use the still saw to cut straight down these perps here to actually take out these 100mm halves. Got this first side toothed out, only had one casualty, but if you look at these bricks, they've already got existing cracks in, so they are really brittle. And then I've just gone over here, I'll probably end up losing this one as well. There's a little crack there, but we'll do our best. So the still saw's cut through the face and the back of the brick. That will allow us to take one full half out, like these ones here. So we've toothed out everything really nicely, came out okay, only a couple of damaged bricks, which is a bonus on my side. The skip's just turned up, so I'm going to throw a mix on. I'm going to load out some blocks in here, bring the ladders in so I can climb back over and out, and then we'll start on the brickwork. There's not loads to go at. It's got one of those days where everything just takes a little bit of time, and I am on my own today since we are down an apprentice since Jake left. So yeah, we're going to get stuck in and crack on. Right, so we've loaded out all the blocks we need. Because I'm going to be working on my own, I need to get everything in here that I need to just get this blockwork up and then jump back over to start the brickwork. I've ran the blockwork out, you can tape it, but I like to run it out so I know exactly what the cut's going to be. I've got the cuts, what I need to get me up to 4 courses, and then we're going to make a start on the blockwork right now. We need to do a couple of tray details, but I'll go over them in a second. First of all, we need to set 2 tray details. So one's a really simple 100mm damp, which we are just going to run all the way along. That is going to stop any damp rising up. Although there is visqueen under this, we assume we can't be too careful. The second damp we are having is just a vertical damp, which we're going to stick to this wall here with some silicone. All that's going to do, any penetrating moisture from rain could come and hit this internal brickwork, hit this work, and then it could touch our blockwork, which is going to be here. So I'm going to quickly stick this on. We've got our first tray, which is this one I spoke about earlier. We've got a 100mm tray under this blockwork, and then we've just sorted out our first drop down tray. It'll be the last tray we're putting into the blockwork. You can see how the house has an existing 100mm tray there. So what we'll do, we'll have this probably a course below with the weepholes sticking out on this course, and then we'll also continue this 100mm tray over there. And all this does, this lets any moisture into the cavity, lets it out of the weepholes, but I'll show you that a little bit later on. And then this 100mm tray, what the house has, that is again to stop rising damp. So I'm going to finish off this blockwork and then we'll be dropping on the brickwork. So these are the cuts we're doing on this first course. They are Charlie. We've had to whip the back off because of how the concrete slopes down. Does it go in nicely? Oh, of course it does. Yeah, so we've had to whip the back of the brick off because of the way the concrete's angled, and then all the other cuts from now.
It works absolutely beautiful as always.
Oh, it's because we've done it.
Yeah, it always works to cut though, doesn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah, most of the time.
Every garage conversion we do, the brickwork never ever works. And looking at the top, it should do, but it works. What is it? 180, 190.
190 that.
So we'll keep it in that corner. And the way you cut, you always want to keep them in the same place. So you never spot it anyway. So.
There we go. Charlie's on it. Sad. Lovely. Right, we'll get some bricks loaded out, and then we'll just blast all this up. So the first couple of courses have finally gone on. We've sorted out our small drop down tray, put our weep holes in, so that's just going to let any moisture that hits the back of the blockwork come down and out off the cavity. So now we're moving on to the red bricks, so we've got to load them out, throw a mix on and get this blasted up, so it shouldn't actually take too long. Oh yeah.
That's having absolutely
yeah. Which is, yeah, not the one, is it really? No. Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be really close, isn't it? Yeah, but that's not like the end of the world, is it? No. We're just putting on the final 3 courses, so we've gone 3 course of band there to match into the existing property. Then we've had the 7 course of orange. Now we're putting in the 2 course of these, and then 2 more reds to put in, which are still stacked over there. Something a bit different about these bricks and these bricks. These are wire cut just like these, but they are slightly bigger. So the head joints or the cross joints, perps, they're slightly smaller on these ones compared to these joints we have here. We have tightened up all the perp joints anyway to allow for this small 3/4 we've got in, or 190. Overall, once everything's pointed, you won't be able to see any cuts or anything in this wall, and the reason we put this cut here rather than in the middle is just because we gave the option to the client of where they wanted it, and that is where they said. But man on a galloping horse, you will not see that. Oh dear. Then I try and use one of these pretty much straight away, just to pack out that bed joint so it's keyed in nicely. So you'll often see people tooth in and then just put a quick smear and then perp it, but that means it's not really built into the wall. So by packing it like we have with compo, make sure everything's bonded in really nicely. No, it is. Last one, will it fit? Mine still. I know. Always does so. Right then, so that is where we are leaving it for today. As you can see, we have toothed in absolutely beautifully 3 types of different bricks. Again, they've been filled in absolutely fantastically. We've got our weepholes, our double tray, which I spoke about earlier, blockwork all up, and we've also boarded all of the garage so it's nice and safe on the weekend. So that's where we're going to be leaving it for this job. Later on in a couple of months, we'll be here doing all of the knock-throughs inside. There's some internal stuff happening. Maybe I'll bring you along for that. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.